Greetings, Vox family. Welcome back to another video on this virtual church website. We're adapting to our new normal for the coming weeks and wanting to put out some more content for you all online on our virtual Vox page. I'm looking forward to, I created this small little series to essentially talk about the fruits of the Spirit. As anyone who knows gardening or growing vegetables or fruits or whatever it is will tell you, different soil is better for different types of fruit. And in America, we've been really blessed as a church that Vox has provided such good soil for us to continue to grow in these fruits of the spirits. However, as things get a little bit more complicated, we can't meet in our normal spots. Maybe we can't gather with our small groups. These normal programmings that we've built our growing of these spiritual gifts on, we can't physically get back to. We want to continue talking about how do we continue to grow these Christian virtues that we're called to in different types of soil. And soil that may not be as conducive or conductive to our own spiritual growth. So today I want to just talk a little bit about the very first one, even though this one's at the very end. I want to bring it to the very beginning because I think it's so important. And that fruit of the Spirit is just simply self-control. Self-control will be so important in the coming days to weeks, perhaps. We want to talk about self-control in a couple ways. Number one, C.S. Lewis talks about self-control in a different light. He talks about self-control helps guide us away from fear. Fear, he describes, is the anti-worship. Whatever worship is, fear is the opposite of. Worship helps us focus on God. Fear removes God from our focus. So we want to exhibit self-control in remembering that God is greater than our fears. God is with us through all times. And so when we practice self-control, we limit our fears. There's a couple other things that will be important for self-control, and that is just simply to stay healthy. During this time, we're going to have to exhibit self-control in some different ways, perhaps. These are just a couple practical ideas. We don't know necessarily a cure for corona or COVID yet. And so we want to talk about just some great ways to help boost immune systems through self-control. The first one is to follow some of the decrees being made by the CDC and just simply to limit gatherings. For those of you who are extroverted, such as myself, this is going to be more difficult. But we have to remember to have self-control and respect the space of other people. Another thing that we're wanting to have self-control with will be making sure that we get into the sun each day, making sure that we're drinking enough water, making sure that we're staying away from foods that are known to lower our immune system, like rancid oils. So I encourage you all, practice self-control in new ways. Practice self-control as a way to reflect on God. Practice self-control as a way to remain healthy and to be in communication with your loved ones. Another self-control tip that we can be following is using self-control in the things that we output as well as input. Making sure that we're not piggybacking off of fear from media and spreading more fear instead of more grace and love and self-control. The other self-control will obviously be the input as well, making sure that the things that we're looking at, the media content, when we're at home, what we do online, the things that we're inputting into our bodies are reflective of our Christian calling. But also we're wanting to make sure that we're staying well informed. Self-control will help us find credible news places instead of just going to the immediate Facebook clickbait ads that could cause more fear and take our focus off of God. So please join me in the coming weeks as we continue to practice the fruits of the Spirit, starting with self-control.